Coming up next, I'll share 5 things that you need to swap this year for more success, and then the distraction of going big. We'll also take your calls and your chat questions, and it starts right now. I am coming to you live from our Ramsey Solutions studios, and you're joining a conversation between you and me, and a conversation about who you are, what you were created to do, how to figure that out, where you can do it, and then what's the path to get there. So we're just talking about the journey to meaningful work. That's what we talk about, because that's what all of us want. Now, a lot of us, never get out of the mindset that work is just a thing we do to make some money and pay the bills. No. Work is how we make a contribution to this world. So that's why we believe here on the Ken Coleman Show that you were created to fill a unique role in your work, through your work. That means you are needed, you are tremendously valuable, and it means you must do it because somebody out there is essentially waiting for you to show up, to be the best version of you. And this is where work goes from the grind to meaning. I find tremendous meaning in my work. Now, we're going to help you figure that out. And there are multiple jobs, multiple career paths, even multiple dream jobs in what I call the sweet spot, where you use what you do best, your talent, to perform work you love, passion, to produce results that matter deeply to you, mission. So where talent, passion, and mission are in alignment, it's like an arrow. And it points right to the world at work, where there are multiple ways that you can contribute in multiple paths. So it's not this angst-ridden decision. What's my dream job, or what's the one way I should go? And, I don't want to make the wrong choice. I get that, but that should fall off of you when you realize, actually, all I've got to figure out is my sweet spot. When I figure that out, I can see multiple ways to do meaningful work. And so that's what we help you with. It's a fun conversation. 844-747-2577, 844-747-2577. So, hey, if you're, let's tell you who needs to be calling in. You're watching, maybe you're new to the show. If you have no idea what you want to do with your life, come on. If you know what you want to do, but you know how to get there, we'll take that too. If you know what you want to do, you know how to get there, but you're afraid, or you're dealing with some doubt, maybe you're dealing with some money issues, something's got you stuck on that journey, or you've never actually taken the step, it's for you. For those of you who are on your way, you're moving, but you're not getting that promotion fast enough. Or you've got some options. Do I take option A, B, or C? Call in. We're here for all of those. And if I forgot something, you're just going, Ken, I need your advice. Let's go. You want me to help you with your spouse? We've done calls before. We have both spouses on the line. We'll do that too. 844-747-2577. That's the number, 844-747-2577. Okay. Great article. I want to lead today's show off with Forbes article on 5 things you need to swap out in 2021. I love this. Agile thinking over long-term planning. That's number 1. Agile thinking over long-term planning. And this is really a mindset swap. I love this because we are in a world that is still very much uncertain due to the pandemic. And as this thing kind of just plays itself out, we still have a lot of unknowns up in the air. And it's not just because of that, but it's also because of the onset of technology and artificial intelligence. And there's a lot of factors at play that makes it, quite frankly, more stable, the right decision to have a mindset of agility. Okay, I'm going to be agile, whichever way this thing goes. Whatever the trends are, I'm going to shift. I'm going to pivot. Agile thinking over the long-term planning. Number 2, from what to why when it comes to learning. You need to swap out the what to why in the context of learning. Here's why. Understanding the why behind the action, the context, and then how you apply that to the actual situation. That is a really, really good point here. You know, it's always there's this when it comes to learning a new skill, learning new policies, learning new procedures, learning a new way of leading, whatever it is. The very nature of learning is always about what? Fill in the blank. Do you have the answer? That's the way in the Western world, certainly in our education system, we've been trained to be test takers. Instead of why? Why do I need to know this? How do I apply this? Number 3, replacing traditional with more modern learning. So again, this is the nature of learning in our Western hemisphere. We learn about the world versus learning through engagement with the world. So it's not learn about where I've got book knowledge. I want to learn within. That's a really big shift. And it's so important. It's so important to moving up the ladder, to just get in. I mean, you know, I was talking about this over the weekend. So many college kids come out of college because they've paid an astronomical amount and they're in debt and they've got this pressure to come out and go, but they've got this degree, which they've been told is the key to success. It's the next step. It's the only way to success, which is a bunch of garbage. It is with certain careers, but there are many careers where the college degree, they're coming out with this college degree and they think, oh, I got this sizzle factor. I got my cap and gown. I got my nice little diploma here. It's crisp. It's in the frame. And now I deserve a good paying job. You know what the reality is? For a lot of kids, a lot of adults coming out with a degree they think is going to be the game changer. All they've been doing is learning about an industry, learning about methodology, learning about maybe philosophy behind a job. They don't have any experience. Engagement within the world versus learning about the world. That's the game changer. Number 4, using rather than being used by social media. So a lot of you use social media just as entertainment. You're a consumer only. You're not a contributor. And if you want to get serious about professional growth, you need to be intentional about the content you put out there. It's not just the videos of your cat and your kid's birthday party. You've got to be intentional about building that brand, whether it be a business or you're in a certain role within the workforce. You got to be intentional about social media. It's a game changer if you do it right. Finally, evolving your thinking from fixing a problem to growing a solution. I love that because, you know, there's 3 questions I give out when I teach on mission, helping people get clear on their mission, which is the results that matter most to them. And I start with, who are the people you want to help? Second question is, what's the problem you want to solve? And then the third question is, what's the solution you want to provide? And I use those 3 questions to kind of begin to unlock people's hearts and brains and get in sync and go, oh, okay, this is what moves me. With that last one is, what solution you want to provide? Because once you identify the problem you want to solve, it's the next step to go, okay, well, what are the solutions to this problem that really make my heart sing? And that's the thinking and feeling you've got to go from. It can't always be about fixing a problem. You got to start to go, well, what's the solution that I can provide? What's my unique solution or my unique way of delivering the solution? Therein lies the unique value that you can bring to the table. So really good stuff there from Fortune magazine. 844-747, excuse me, I said that wrong. Forbes, don't want to give the wrong credit there. 844-747-2577, 844-747-2577. All right, Joe has sharpened the Ken Coleman Show pencils. Joe, I always like when I see a freshly sharpened pencil. That gets me a little extra excited. Not that I need any juice, but this is fun. So Skylar is up first in Salem, Oregon. Skylar, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Ken, how are you, man?
Skylar, I'm living the dream, and I got a sharp pencil. I mean, life's pretty good here.
Hey, I love hearing that. I love the energy, boss.
Yeah, man. How can I help you?
I'm just trying to get clear on a career path or on a passion, and just need a little help with that, man.
Yeah, man. What are you thinking? I think you got some ideas in your head. Tell me what you know.
Well, I kind of tackled your career clarity guide, took a look at that, answered some questions. I'm someone who loves working with others, love communicating. I'm a creative kind of thinker. I'm way better at doing the thinking and idea part than I am the execution.
Good.
And things. I love just helping people out. I'm detail oriented. I'm good at working around people and shifting the conversation and the way to work between us, even if we have nothing in common. But yeah, the things I love to do, I just love doing creative things. I do a lot of miniature painting, sculpting. I like building things, crafting. But I'm a big ideas guy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just kind of things like that. I've been kind of interested in film and stuff a little bit here and there. Like when I went to college, I kind of initially wanted to become a teacher, and then I got into kind of acting a little bit, and I thought the whole kind of film thing was super cool.
Why'd you?
I don't really.
Wait. Why'd we stop?
Yeah.
Why'd you stop that?
Stop what?
Why'd you stop pursuing acting or filmmaking, directing?
Oh, well, I got into it. I was in a play or whatever there, kind of just learned a little bit about it. I think at the time was trying to find who I was and was kind of in and out. I tend to jump from thing to thing and can't really land on something, and it was kind of something like, oh, this is cool, but I don't know if this is it. And I think I have that like fear of stepping through a door and closing other doors, even though I have to kind of accept that that's going to be a thing. I've been asked by people like, what do you want to do? And I always respond with everything, but
that's not true. So you didn't quit for a reason. You didn't quit pursuing acting or filmmaking or whatever that interest was because you lost the juice for it. Feels like you lost interest in it, but it was almost a forced loss of interest where you're like, oh, I'm not ready to commit to that. Let me go try something else. Is that about right? Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, I guess. I think it was mainly just because I was at the end of my just community college there. I was just getting done with it, and
okay,
I guess I just kind of stopped.
Here's the deal. When a guy like you or a gal comes in on the show and tells me that you want to do everything and that you've got a fear of, oh gosh, if I choose this, I'm shutting the door on something else. The problem is not knowing what you want to do. In fact, I think you actually do know what you want to do. I think you've got a pretty clear idea. I think there's one idea or two that reside in your head longer than any others. I think there's one or two that make your heart skip a beat and make it more full when you really dream of a future there. So what's going on with you is not clarity in the ideas. I think that you are scared that you're not going to be good at it or that you're not going to actually be able to pull this dream off. And so what happens is you start looking at other fallbacks or other options that might be a little bit easier and make more sense to you. And then what you do is you've created an excuse for yourself. And the excuse is, well, I just love to do lots of things, instead of getting real with yourself and admitting what's really going on, which is a fear of failure or doubt that you can actually pull off what this big dream is. Now, that's my gut. Tell me if I'm wrong, and I don't mind if I'm wrong, and I mean that.
Ken, I think you're pretty accurate there, not going to lie to you.
Well, how in the world did I know that? How is it possible?
You're the man.
No, that's not what I'm getting. I'm not fishing for a compliment.
Yeah.
Well, how do I know that, Skylar? If I've never met you before and we've never met, we've never talked, how is it that I've been able to figure that out in 3 minutes?
Man,
the answer is because I've talked to lots of people like you, and you are a human, and you're dealing with fear and doubt, and it's clouding your clarity. So now that I've exposed your fear and doubt, not you, your fear and doubt, welcome to the human race. Nothing wrong with you, Skylar.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what's at the top of your head and heart, what you've been dreaming about that you doubt you can pull it off, or maybe you're even scared to tell me because you don't want anybody else to hear it. Come on, Skylar.
I think the big thing is I wanna be able to create an outlet for people that see the world in more of a negative way, and I wanna help people see that this is a beautiful world, and I want to be able to create something, whether that be making short films, whether that be just making some type of website, something where people can come and kind of turn their life around. I love the biggest change for me is unlikely success and big story, people coming from nothing and making a lot out of nothing. And so,
yeah. So let's just say that, let me try to take everything you just said and maybe see if I can hear some specific things that you can get clear on.
Yeah.
I think that creative idea guy that you are is also a storyteller because there's a people connection. When you can create a narrative, a story, a visual experience that people can go, oh, I connect to that. I think that's what you want to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, then. So that is television and movie. Maybe you're right a little bit. Maybe there is eventually some It could go anywhere, dude. It could go to children's books. It could go to videos that are online. It could be a YouTube channel. I don't want to limit you right now. I'm trying to release you, not limit you.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
All right, so let's just say it. Let's go 15, 20 years down the line. You're wildly successful with this dream you've just shared with our audience. What are you doing? Tell me what you're doing. Super successful. Describe it.
God, dude, after answering these questions, like I thought maybe like I'd be on a set, I'd be directing people, kind of giving them, here's what I want, here's what I vision, can we do it, and working with a team, and people are just happy at the end of the day and proud of what they did, and felt like they had an impact.
So here's the good news. You've tasted that before. You've tasted it, and you let yourself talk yourself out of it. Lots of you and yourself in your head. You need to stop. You need to get outside of your head. Stop listening to your head. You know what you need to do? You need to spend a little bit of time today with pen and paper, or I'm a big pencil guy, and I want you to just dream and let your heart dump all over some pages. Or if you want to do it on a voice recorder, or if you want to just turn your phone on and do a video journal. But I want you to get the words out of your heart today. I want you to stay in that 15 years from now. I want you to go, this is what a day looks like. I'm getting up and I'm going over the screenplay that I've written with, or the script, or whatever. You like dream it. Dream that day out and talk about it. Write it down. This is what I would be doing all day because I'm good at this. I love this work, but more importantly, we're producing this piece of art, a story that is impacting people this way. I want you to play that out, write that out, and I want you to stare at it. And then I want you to wake up tomorrow morning and I want you to take a step towards that. And there's no turning back. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. No turning back.
No turning back. I better hear from you in the near future. Or 5, 10 years from now, where you're doing the work and you are creatively telling stories that touch those people you described earlier in our call.
Yep.
That's what you were put on this planet to do. You and I both know it, don't we?
Yes, sir. Yes, we do.
All right, my man. I'm proud of you, Skylar. Thanks for letting
Thank
me
you. Hey, I appreciate it.
Listen. I get to have a little itty, teeny, eensy, weensy, just infinitesimal speck of what you're going to do for people. Do you hear me? And I'm excited and blessed to be a part of your journey. You better get out there and tell those stories, and you get started today. Folks, this is what it's about right here. I've never had anybody call me up that said, Ken, I have no idea what I want to do with my life, that actually didn't have any ideas. If you're to a point where you can't pull anything, then you're unhealthy, and that's okay. You've got some other stuff going on, some pain, some distractions that are not allowing you to be clear. But if you'll trust me, we were about 6 minutes there, 7 minutes getting some real clarity. It's in there. It's in your heart. That's why we do what we do. All right, up next, Lori is on the line in Concord, New Hampshire. Lori, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
How are you today?
Lori, I'm living the dream. What's going on with you?
Well, I have a very stable career, but it's really just not bringing me any joy anymore. And part of it is the whole pandemic, politics, and I'm just really concerned that if I go to what I would really like to do, then financially, because I'm on baby step number 2, financially it'll cause some problems. So I'm trying to figure out how to transition into what I would love to do.
Oh, I'm so glad you called. Which is what? What is it?
Well, it's funny. It's like the previous caller. It's more creative.
Good.
I actually am really good at organizing and planning, and I've seen a lot of people starting to do that, and it's a way to just keep it together. It's kind of an anti-anxiety fighter.
So tell me what this is.
But I'm older.
Who cares?
I'm older.
I don't care.
So.
I don't care. I'm going to help you on the older thing and the money thing in a minute. Okay? I'm serious.
Yep.
But I want to know what this is. I need to know more. What does it look like? I want you to paint a picture for me. Organizing and planning. What is that? What's that look like?
Well,
what's that?
I also am an artist, and I would love to do that, but that takes up a lot of time. So the planning and so I have 2 passions that I really do like.
Okay.
One is the artist side, which I paint wildlife. I don't paint, I draw wildlife.
Okay.
And people have said, you should sell that. And I have a head problem with feeling that it's good enough, even though people say it.
Wait a second.
And the
stop,
other one...
stop. We got to stop right there. You know I'm going to address that, Lori.
Yeah.
Who are these people? Are they your sister, your mom, your dad, your uncles? Who are these people that told you?
No, they're actually, one was a store owner and other people that I've just randomly, when I feel strong enough to show them what I do.
So wait a second.
They're
These are real
surprised
people.
that I do.
These are real
Yeah,
people.
they are.
Aren't all your family
me.
members trying to make you feel good. I know it's you, but what's
No.
going on there?
Mhm.
What are you worried about? If real people are saying you should sell it, why don't you actually put it up for sale? Why don't you see? Why don't
I don't
you
see the value in it.
I didn't ask you if you saw the value in it. Other people said there's value in it. Does anybody else in the world do the kind of stuff that you do? Nature drawings.
Yes. Yes. they
Interesting. Could you, if I were sitting with you right now, let's say you and I are having coffee here in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, and I said, hey, take me to a website or a social media site of somebody who does what you want to do. Would you be able to show me?
do. Yes.
Would you be able to get me to a link where it listed their stuff for sale?
Yes.
Oh, really? And then we can, nope. You get to talk in a second. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I'm coaching you up right now. So that means you actually know that other people charge for it, which means you actually know what the pricing could be. And so let's say they're more experienced than you. Maybe you think, well, they're a little bit better than me. But we still have a way of A, pricing your art, and B, you know how to put it out there. So no more excuses. You put it out starting this week. By the end of the week, Lori, I want you to commit to me that you're going to post multiple drawings, nature drawings, on a website. I don't care where. Get it out on social media. Point it to your site. Will you promise me you're going to do that by the end of this week?
Sure.
Yay! Start doing it now. You have no idea where this could go. We're not going to rely on it, Lori, as income. We're just going to start showing your work. You're good at it and you love it, so we're going to do both and. So we're going to start this week putting your stuff out there, and you will sell it. Then you're going to go to that store owner and go, hey, you want to put my stuff in there? Let's say I do 5 or 10 for you. Would you be willing to put them in the store and I'll give you a piece of the action? The store owner's the one that said you should sell it. Hello?
Hello? Yes.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
How do I balance? Yeah, I balance the job I have, which takes a lot of work these days, with the time it takes to produce those.
Well, you think then it is what it is. How much time a week can you give to one of your drawings?
Yeah, I'd have to figure that out.
Yeah, you got more time than you think you do.
Well, I do have to tell you, I'm a teacher, and that
Good.
I love the kids, but the whole situation is just not my.
I get it, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because now I want to focus on the second piece of this, the organizing and planning. Tell me what that looks like. Tell me a job, a business. Explain that to me. Take me 2-3 years down the road in the future, and you're crushing it. You got your art thing going. It's bringing in some nice side money, and you're loving it. It's making you more creative than you've ever been in your life, and you're feeling the juice. And then you're working full time in organizing and planning. Tell me what that looks like.
Well, the organizing is actually, I would need to be on Instagram or YouTube or one of the social media platforms. And I was listening to the download of your book, and you said in it, find someone 10 years older than you, but I actually would have to find someone 10 years younger
That's
than
right.
me.
But the principle still holds. That's right. You need to start connecting with people that are doing it, watching people that are doing it online that you may never talk to, and you just steal like an artist. That's what all artists do.
So the organizing is basically, it's a time management, and I try to teach the students I have right now how to time manage, even though that's not what I'm supposed to be teaching them.
Yeah, I get it. I love it. But I think you have to figure out the practical path to the type of job in your area. So would you be hired by well-to-do families that are going to pay a premium, and they've got the extra funds to be able to say, hey, come in and organize my pantry, my closet, my house, help me get organized. I got 4 kids. They all play sports. Do you do it for small business owners? We come in and go, hey, I'm going to come in and help you. I'm going to be a temporary office manager and get your office running more organized. I mean, it's essentially like a specialized consultant. It's just like hiring somebody to come in and organize your closets.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that necessarily.
No, I know. I'm just giving you a metaphor. You understand? I'm giving you a visual. There's no different. There's no difference there. So what you've got to do is start doing that on the side. And you're going, well, Ken, I'm a full-time teacher. I get it. but there is a path forward, and that's how you do it. You got to start doing it.
Okay.
You got to put yourself out there. Right now, you have a stable job. I know it's not ideal, but keep getting a little bit of that extra juice by teaching the kids organizing skills. That's wonderful. That kind of keeps that passion alive until you can transition. And that's how you do this. Small steps. 844-747-2577. Really quick break. When we come back, Momentum Monday, your chat room questions, and then I'm going to teach on the distraction of going big. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
We were drawn to Christian Healthcare Ministries because we both had young families and we wanted to have more children. And we had also just started a real estate company and needed to find healthcare coverage that would meet our needs.
We were attracted to CHM because of its low monthly costs and the ability to negotiate medical costs down.
Established in 1981 and accredited by the Better Business Bureau, CHM is here to meet the needs of your growing family or small business. Check us out at chministries.org.
We absolutely believe in it.
Welcome back. This is the Ken Coleman Show coming to you live. If you're watching at 12:26 Eastern Standard Time, and if you're watching later, hey, how you doing? Thanks for being here. 844-747-2577. Let's get to the chat room. We got some questions here, and then we're going to get to Momentum Monday, some updates from you all, making progress, and one other little update that I want to ask for your engagement in. And then I'm going to teach on the distraction of going big. So we got a lot to do in a small amount of time. Here we go. David writes in, should my wife put her notice in at her teaching job in order to create motivation to find a new one? No. That's not the right kind of motivation. That's what we would call extrinsic motivation. So that's an outside force motivating you. It's like saying to your kid, if you don't do your homework, I'm taking your cell phone away. Now that's a great parenting technique, but that's not a good technique for adults. We don't want to say, well, I'm gonna resign and quit my job so that it pushes me where I need to be to find a new job. No. Why don't you think about why you want to resign so much, why you don't like it? That's the negative. Then the positive is, where do I want to be? Why do I want to be there? And that negative and positive reiteration, if you will. So you got to go, oh, this is why I'm thinking what I'm thinking and feeling what I'm feeling. And let that be your motivation. But keep the job. Go find something. Get active. Once you find something, then you're out. Herminio writes in, do you have any tips for resume writing when applying for a job to work for a Swiss company? Yeah, so I've got lots of resources on resume. I shouldn't say lots. I have two big resources. Number one, on our website, under resources, you can get the Get Hired guides, all three of them, but there's one specifically for the resume. And it's how to really flip your resume, make it better, make it more attractive to people, and that it really stands out. I don't care if it's a Swiss company or an American company. It doesn't matter. We are teaching a process by which you really highlight and organize the things that matter most to a hiring manager. And that's a global application. And so that's a free thing. The resume guide is free and it has a free template in it. But then we got so much response from that our design team put 6 new templates together. Now that's a paid resource. For $9.99, you can get 6 different resume templates based on our philosophy and methodology that we teach in the free resume guide at kencoleman.com. So go there. All right, Joe, let's do this. On Mondays, I want to remind you that we have a lot of fun as a team getting your updates and reports, whether it be on Instagram at Ken Coleman or Facebook, search the Ken Coleman Show, emailing the show, ask@kencoleman.com. That's the email to the show, ask@kencoleman.com. Now, we love your updates. Doesn't have to be stepping into the dream job. Could be, hey, Ken, I just started a new qualifying course, a new certification process. I just had 2 interviews this week. Both went well. We just love hearing your momentum and sharing with the audience. And so we've got some fresh new momentum updates. It's time for Momentum Monday. This comes in from Monica. She said, Ken, I lost my job prior to the pandemic due to my company dealing with factories in China. I was already in a financial struggle prior to losing the job, and then I had 9 months of depression as it was my first job I'd ever lost, on top of being away from friends and family. I was looking for jobs constantly. No one was interested. I changed my resume to list my references, which we call Who I Know, at the top, as you recommend, and put myself out there. And I really worked my references. And because of that, I had 3 offers within 30 days. How about that? That is so great. And by the way, it's not about the resume. Now, let me just say this. I just told you about the resume guide, and it's really great. But again, the reason she got the offers was not because she changed her resume to look like the way I teach it should look like. It was the references, which we call Who I Know, and they give you an endorsement statement, and they're credible to people, and they see that at the top, and they go, okay. Because that's what's most important, is some type of credibility relationship that gets you in the door and gets you some credibility and hopefully get you the interview, to where the resume itself is nothing more than the official submission that you got to put in there. And it's like a brochure that reminds them, oh yeah, I'm planning to interview them. It's about relationships. A resume is worthless without relationships. Now, I'm not saying that you can't. Oh, I hate when I do that, Joe. Let me turn my computer sound off so that doesn't keep happening and thus distracting me. But remember this. Your resume is just a brochure about you. And there are people who will get a job just by submitting a cold resume. I'm not saying that doesn't work. What I'm saying is the odds are greater in your favor for getting an interview and thus getting the job if you work it the way that I teach, which you've got the 3 Get Hired guides. I wrote an entire book for people who know what they want to do, but they need to figure out how to get there. That's called the proximity principle, and all this content is a part of it. Okay, next email. Andy writes in, wanted to let you know, a couple days before I interviewed for a job, I pulled up your interview guide and I answered all the questions, and I was definitely more prepared for the interview. Also used your touchpoint timeline guide, which is how to follow up after the interview. And I was approached about this job, and they knew me. So because of the relationships, all of those other things made me look even more impressive. Thank you. So again, that just happened where, again, following this process where, again, the relationships become the thing that gets you over the top. But when you crush it in the interview, you follow up well, it helps seal the deal. And then Alexis writes in about the proximity principle, which is the #1 best-selling book that I just mentioned. This week, I've been practicing the proximity principle by calling dental offices to let me shadow. Is it crazy to ask that because of COVID? Yes. Am I getting more yeses than nos? Also yes. Why? Because I've already called 4 places and it's barely Monday. So there you go, folks. She wants to be a dentist or work in a dentist office. She doesn't really tell us here. So what does she do? It's one of the things I teach in the proximity principle, which, by the way, it's behind me on the shoulder. Zoom in on that, Damon. Not Damon. Sorry, Nathan. Can you zoom in on there over my shoulder? I want people to look at that book. There it is. Like in the book, I actually tell people, look, if you have no connections at all, then why don't you cold call some people that are doing what you want to do? That's one of the places. There it is. That's about people and places. The right people plus the right places equals opportunity. So Alexis is going, I don't know anybody in these dentist offices, but I'm going to call them up and go, hey, I want to do what you do. Would you mind if I shadowed? And she was like, well, what about COVID? And they probably said, wear a mask. And she was like, okay. And so they're going to let her shadow. And in doing so, she's going to clarify all that's involved and verify if it is a yes or a no in that she wants to pursue that. Folks, people are nice. If you're nice and you have a purpose for calling and a reason, you stay out of the way, of course they're going to help you. Oh, that's so good. 844-747-2577. Okay, today's teaching. This came to me last night. And I spoke 3 times yesterday in Virginia to church, and so I took my daughter Josie with me. We landed last night about 6:44, so I was in the car trying to listen to the Super Bowl, and so I was getting caught up, and we're racing home, and so, it's fun to listen to a broadcast sometimes because you don't have the visual, you're just kind of listening to the details. And so I was listening to the radio broadcast and then watched the second half. And whenever we see a sporting event, it doesn't matter what the sport is, as fans, we love the big play, right? We just love the big play. Nathan's a Vikings fan. He loves the big run, the big sack, the big play. Madison loves her Georgia Bulldogs. Goodness gracious sakes alive. If you ever meet her, ask her about her Bulldogs and just sit back and just wait for the Sports Center update. But we as fans, Madison, we love the big moment. We love the big play, whether it's on the offensive side, defensive side, special teams. We love when our guy runs the kickoff back. Doesn't happen very often. Whatever the sport, we love the home run. Right? We love the strikeout. Full count, bases loaded, and our pitcher comes in and blows some cheese, and the batter breaks his back trying to hit it. We love the big play. If you watch TV bowling, you love the big strike, right? When they need it. Got to have a strike to win the match. Whatever it is. We love the big play. And as fans, that makes sense. We get excited about it, and that's what we talk about. Not only do we love the big play, we talk about the big play. Did you see that big play? And we tend to equate greatness with big plays. And that is true because the greats make lots of big plays. But here's what happens when we take that mindset and that human condition that we have and we apply it to our professional journey, our personal journey in either relationships, our health, our faith. We all want the big moment. We want the big splash. We want the big play, right? We want to look great in our bathing suit. Well, that doesn't happen just because we want it to happen. You got to work hard. We want to meet and marry or whatever, the dream. Again, that's a process. So I want you to get this. And so speaking to your professional purpose in your career, those of you that are trying to work your way up, some of you are at the bottom of the ladder, you're trying to get there, and you're wanting to get there so bad. The distraction of going big is this, is that you spend all of your time trying to make the big play happen. You spend all of your time taking the big shot, going for it big. And what you miss is that greatness comes by doing the small over and over, getting better in the small. Tom Brady doesn't just show up. Patrick Mahomes, who makes crazy throws, he's got crazy talent. So does Brady. They all have got talent. You do too. But it is in the preparation. It is in the practice, in the faithfulness of showing up day in and day out and committing to be excellent in the small, knowing that the small adds up and 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 adds up, and it keeps going until all of those small actions, all of those diligent, consistent moments that are small put you in a position and then prepare you for the big moment. You don't get to the Super Bowl on one big play. Never happens. You don't win the Super Bowl, by the way, because of one big play. It is all the other plays. Now, what we'll remember is when we've had a dramatic Super Bowl, we'll remember one big play, but it's all the little plays in that game. It's all of the small moments of practice and training camp and preparation, all that. So I think we all know that. And I'm not saying anything you're going, oh, yeah. But you're not applying that to your own life. You're not applying that to your own professional journey. Embrace the small. Some of you watch social media, and I'm not going to mention any names, but you listen to videos and you watch videos of all these social media motivational gurus. And they're selling the jet, right? They're selling the big risk. And they themselves didn't do that. Be careful, because that's clickbait. And it gets you all stirred up, and you're like, okay, I'm heading out today, and I'm going big. I'm going big. Yeah, go big, go big. I'm so sick of all this crap. Let me tell you something. There is no going big. Real success is going small, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. And it is as a result of going small on a regular basis that we get the opportunity to do something big. So stop following all these Instagram social influencers and all these people and all these, they're just selling you pablum because they want your clicks, because they're getting you all whipped up emotionally. And I just want you to stop that nonsense and go, wait a second, I'm going to have more impact, more success, more peace if I stop looking for the big moment all the time and I let the big moment approach me. And when the big moment comes, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not even looking for it, but I sure as heck am ready. And that's when greatness takes hold. So change your mindset. Stop trying to go big. Go small. Keep going small. And then the big will approach you. Now that's what nobody's telling you on social media. Because if you get on social media and post, hey, go small, no one's going to click on that. Well, that's the truth. So I hope that encourages you today. My time is almost up. But before I let you go, I want you to know that you matter and you do have what it takes. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.